I definitely wanted to be in business with Robert Kirkman after The Walking Dead. I would be a fool if I didn't. What Robert said in our first interaction, and when he mentioned it, what he said that got me really excited was that the focus is going to be Kyle Barnes. It's going to be centered around a character who's relatable, who is struggling, someone who was surrounded by possessions all his life, and in the pilot episode comes to learn that the past experiences that he had are indeed connected to him, and that if he wants to put his family back together and if he wants his life back to normal, then he needs to go on this quest and find the answers that he needs while trying to put his family back together. He ends up battling these dark forces, but the real kind of heart and focus that got me very excited is that it's a story at the end of the day about an exorcist that isn't disattached from the story. It's not about the procedural element of an exorcism where you're a doctor basically that comes to see a patient. This is a guy who will go on this quest from a very human, personal, emotional place. And to me, that's a character that I will get addicted to and want to watch week to week. And then putting that against the backdrop that is so unique and special that I haven't seen on TV yet, that was a very exciting proposition.
I think a lot of similar things. When I found out it was about demonic possession, I felt that was, I have like some interest in that. I felt it's like something we've explored in films for a long time, and I was like, all right. Then I found out it was Robert Kirkman, and that's very exciting because Robert Kirkman took things like the zombie idea, the zombie template, as it were, and he sort of shifts the perspective of it, and he looks at it from a different angle, and he's doing something very similar with possession in Outcast, but also what's really obvious to me is how Robert has progressed as a storyteller since Walking Dead, because it was several years ago, and he's evolving as a writer, and you can see it conceptually and through character and story and everything feels more sophisticated to me, and is very exciting and very character driven. And so basically having that context to sort of step into is, as an actor, a very exciting thing. I really love storytelling, and if I can contribute in an exciting way to storytelling, I'm very happy. And so those stories don't necessarily need to be told in the film medium. And more recently, the idea of filmmaking is changing, and the accessibility is changing, and with new mediums coming along like high quality television, where you have this finished product that looks like a feature, looks very like high production value. And when you take that sort of formula and you're able to tell a longer story and tell stories that are compelling, that's just as exciting to me as film or any other story that's worth telling and that's inspiring,
I think it's the very universal, very basic notion of family. I think, again, it at the end of the day, with all the threat and the these evil forces that surround this town and this guy, it's about a guy who wants to put his family back. He wants his wife and daughter back, which in a way is a little reminiscent of the pilot of Walking Dead, where where Rick Grimes wake up in a hospital and all he wants to do is find his family. So I think, again, the universal aspect and the human nature of who Kyle Barnes is and what he's fighting for and against, I think will resonate with people. I would argue that while zombies are very American as a concept, demonic possession and possession in general is a worldwide phenomena. And I think it is more scary even in a way than zombies, because it's actually, some people will believe is real. But I really do think that every religion has an aspect of possessions, and I think a lot of people will relate to it, will come to it from in different ways, but I think it's incredibly universal.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, we're taking subject matter that can be very relatable to people. And you can certainly imagine yourself in a Walking Dead scenario, but that's a fantastic imagining, that takes a stretch. But I think people, particularly people who believe in demonic possession, have a much easier time relating to this subject matter and subjecting themselves to, the possibility of possession in their own life. And that's what it's about. This isn't about, this isn't about one possession and how it relates to some intangible character or family. This is about characters that we can relate to and characters that we can empathize with. And it's happening to them. It's happening in a small town. It's happening, in a town that could be very much your own. So I think that in itself could be an exciting possibility for viewers to sort of explore.